Hi, you guys. Welcome back to this channel. I am Darian. Y'all, I just love holding this mic, okay? So I think this might be my new thing. I think it's just so fun and it just makes me feel fanciful holding this mic. But anyway, today I have another elevation video for you guys. I actually just really love this topic, and I think it's because I've gone on my own journey throughout the years of elevation. And just seeing like the process and being able to speak from it now, it's just exciting for me, okay? So, and also, I just want to encourage anybody else that's about to go on their journey and just don't really know what to expect. Like, you're ready to go higher, ready to go to the next season. Okay. But what does this mean? What is to come as I'm going higher and going to the next season? When I started my journey, I had no idea. Okay. I see now elevation content is a thing. But when I first started, I was just I feel like I was thrust into elevation. I feel like God was like, girl, your life right now, I have so much better. So let's get up. And yeah, come on over here, okay? I have something better for you. So yeah, you guys, this video today is going to be on how when you start to elevate physically your location, when God is taking you higher, you need to understand that he's saying like you don't have to still be in these spaces that you've been used to before, okay? Now, hear me with open ears. It's not to say that the places that you were before that you're better than the people there now, or that you're just above that now. Okay, let's not get prideful, because you don't want to be the person that elevates and then gets knocked down because you allow pride to make you feel like you're better in life. But let's just be real, when you start to go higher in life, you really do have to start to, which you should already be guarding yourself in your life, period, but when you start to go higher, there's another level of guarding that you have to also take with you on the next level. Spiritually, stay prayed up, okay? You should stay prayed up, period, okay? Physically, you need to start being mindful of the spaces that you're going to, because as you start to elevate, best believe people see it on you, okay? People see it on you. Strangers will see that there's something about you. You're not just like, I don't want to say the average person walking around, because you're still a person, okay? Again, back to don't think that you're better than anybody, but you can clearly see that you have done something different. Like something I see when I see people outside, like just out and about shopping or stuff like that. And I see certain people walk by or walk in. I'm like, okay, baby, they invested in themselves, okay? They look good. They are elevated. You can just tell when you see somebody that is elevated, okay? So people notice when you elevate it. So, and people pay attention to other people, okay? People be people watching, okay? Some people just watch people just to watch them, and then some people watch people for not good intentions. Okay, so always keep that in mind, okay? And then also, just as you start to elevate, and maybe just emotionally, maybe you've just started to mature emotionally. I've seen, and maybe I can go into more videos also with the different types of elevation, but emotionally, I've seen, I used to be at a place emotionally, and now as I've elevated, and of course, I'm still learning, I'm still a girl, okay? I'm still a lady, okay? I'm still a woman, so I just by nature where we can be emotional. But I noticed that as I've come out of some lower emotional places and start to mature even emotionally, I don't have the same people that are attracted to me emotionally. Like if I'm not playing the emotional games and stuff, like I just don't click with certain people anymore, and it's okay. Intellectually, as you start to go higher, if you are somebody who studies, who reads, who, even if you don't necessarily read, but you're always wanting to learn stuff and get to know stuff, and you're around somebody who just don't, that's just not their thing, they're not interested in that. Like when you be talking, they be like, what are they talking about? Obviously that is a clash. So okay, this is what I'm trying to say in this video, okay? But we're just going to be talking about physical location for this video. You cannot be afraid to let go of the old places. You cannot be afraid to even let go of the old people. Okay. Once you elevate physically your location and you start to go higher and experience better things, there's really no reason to go back to the old things. Okay. So I'm going to be speaking from a couple of examples from my life, and yeah, we'll just go from there. Okay, you guys, so I have gone through a few elevation seasons, and the latest one that I went through was really unexpected. I didn't really know that I was about to embark on an elevation season. I honestly had felt like, oh, I've done a lot of work to elevate, and more so like spiritually and mentally and emotionally. I went through a lot of growth in that area of my life. So that was more so the focus of elevation for my life. So actually, it's so funny because God used a situation in my life to actually elevate me, my location, like elevate me physically. And I honestly, if the situation didn't have, I probably wouldn't have moved. I was thinking like, oh, God has already put me in a place that I'm comfortable and put me in a place that, I'm happy and I'm grateful for, and actually exceeded my expectations. Okay. This place that I was in, I never would have thought that I would have been in a place like that early in my life, that soon in my life. Okay. So just to give you context. So when I moved, I was just being obedient to God, and I didn't really understand what was happening in my life. But that move, even though it was a physical move, it pushed me into that next season of my life. And so, an area that I honestly was not even thinking about living in, was not even thinking about moving to, I just never did. I just it wasn't on my mind. I was moved to a whole different area, and I love it. I love the atmosphere. It just fits the version of me that I have worked to become to this day. So if that never happened, I would have still been in the same space. And the space that I was in, again, even though it was a beautiful space, amazing space, I had hit a place in my life where I didn't really feel like that was it for me anymore. I didn't really know what I was feeling, but I just know I needed something different. And so that too, when it's time for you to relocate to another space, it may be that you start to experience in that space that you're in, like this dryness, this I need to get out of here, okay? May not be that dramatic, but it's just like things have just feel dry. Like I need something new. Like things have become like mundane or stuff like that, okay? And I actually have a video about that when it's time to relocate. Okay, so if you feel like you need to check it out, check it out. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So, okay, in a new space, y'all, and I am such a person that just loves. I was gonna say a creature of habit, but I don't even know if I want to claim that anymore for this place in my life, because if it's not good habits, I don't really want it in my life anymore. But I am such a I don't even want to say predictable. Like I can be very predictable with certain things in my life, and then other things is like not predictable. But when I like something, I just like it. I stick with it. It's if it's not bothering me, which again is probably why God had to nudge me and be like, "It's time to go to the next place." Okay, let's go. So I'm allow this to happen so that you get up out of here. Okay, so I am such a like if it ain't broke, don't fix it sometimes with certain things. And so, y'all, I had my favorite spots. I had, certain places I just love in the area that I was living. And it's honestly not even that I just loved it to where I couldn't find other things or move on to the next thing. I just think when you're used to something, trying to find different things in different places, and I'm speaking as far as just like, my living situation and things like that, but even just other ways, when you get comfortable with certain things, even though what you love, there's greater already out there. There's other places at the new places that you're going to that has what you need. Sometimes you can get stuck in the past thing. So I'm already used to going to these places. I already love these places how they are. And I was kind of like for a little bit stuck in that, like, okay, since I'll be over here, I'll just get this, or like since I'm used to going here, I'll just go back here. Like just certain things I just continue to go back to. Mind you, y'all, I'm not even close to these places anymore. It's not just like a 10 to 15 minute drive up the street, like how it used to be. And so, but again, when you just are used to things and you like the things, you have to understand that as you're elevating and go to the next level, you have to leave those things behind. There's better. Oh, there's better. Y'all, to be honest, y'all, I have so many different options that I can. I have already started to, but like looking back at that mindset, there are so many different options I actually have that are just as good, if not better, than the things I was holding on to. It's so funny because sometimes in life, God will allow things to happen so that you can get the hint. Okay, y'all. So one night I'm out. It's like midnight, okay? Don't ask what I'm out doing at midnight, okay? I wasn't doing nothing crazy. All right. But I was already out and I'm like, I'm so hungry. And there was this place that I really love to just eat, okay? And they were open. They were about to close at midnight. So I was like, okay, it's like 11:50. I think I got there at like 11:50. I ordered my food. This place was not in the best area, okay? So I can be honest about that, all right? But I'm always the person that's like, you know what? Let me not judge and just get what I need. I mean, the place is the place. I know I'm protected, but still, y'all, you still have to use wisdom. So I go roll up to the place and I order my food and then I go to the window. Now, I saw the people in the window. They were taking a little time, okay? It was like, I don't know if they were in or whatever, the person behind me thought they was finna get into, but they were taking their time. So, long story short, I just knew, let me just leave, okay? I just knew what was going on. My discernment was kicking in. It was a little fishy, okay? Let's leave, okay? We not finna play around So I leave and I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I didn't even get the food. I didn't pay nothing. Just left. So I just started driving down the street. I'm like, let me just go ahead and go home, okay? I don't know if this is a sign for me to just go ahead and go home. I'll just cook my own food, okay? So then, y'all, I'm like driving down the street and then I see another place that has exactly what I want. I'm like, huh? Like, you know what? Let me just turn back around. And this is a little bit further out. It's not too far away, but it is a little bit further out. It's actually closer to me than me trying to go to that place. How about y'all? I go to the place and I'm like, why haven't I found this place sooner? I have been so stuck on going to this same place that I've been going to for years that I completely miss, and I pass by this place all the time. That was the part that was getting me. Is that I pass by this place all the time. So mind you, it's already like midnight, like 12:30 probably at this point. 12:15, I don't know. It was after midnight. So I'm like, are they even open? Cuz I saw cars in the drive-through. How about I Googled a place and they don't even close until like 3 o'clock in the morning. So again, what a blessing, okay? Just continuously, like I can go whenever I want, okay? Not that I need to get this food at 3 o'clock in the morning, okay? But to know this was magical, okay? So whenever I, want some this type of food while I'm out, I can go at 3 o'clock in the morning and get it, okay? So it was good to know that. So anyway, I go to this place and I'm just thinking to myself and I'm like, thank you, God, I found this place. Because again, I have been driving by this place so many times. Like, you see a place, but it doesn't stick out. And then not only was the quality better, I was able to try something that I have not had in so long. Since basically childhood, I haven't eaten this. And so for me to be introduced to something so much better. The price point is about the same. It's like maybe a couple of more dollars more, but I get so much more, honestly. But what I order, the times that they stay open, spectacular. And even physically, the area is a little bit more better. So even if I'm going late at night, is obviously you still watch your surroundings and use discernment, but it wasn't as sketchy. Okay, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't as sketchy. Okay. So, and it's like on a very busy road. So I do love that. That is, I just like that. The other place was kind of in the cut, okay? All right. Again, I was just thinking like this the place that's open that I know. Let me just go get this. So, with that happening, it just clicked in my mind. And I have already been getting these signs, okay? I have already been shown this. Let go of these old places from the past. You have relocated to a whole different place. Let go of these old places from the past. What are you holding on to? And when I think about it, nothing. There's really no reason to continue to go to these places. And so a lot of the places I've let go, and I find that I'm happier at going to the new places or going to the other places. Now, as you start to go up physically, and this could be maybe you got a new car, honey. Maybe you went to the next level in your vehicle, all right? Whatever that is for your life, okay? But we keep going up, okay? Glory to glory. All right. Or maybe you got you a new house, okay? Your new house looks, it's like two times what you just moved out of, okay, babe? Maybe that's the situation. Or maybe you just got you a new bag that's upgraded, okay? Again, we're talking about physical location and like physical upgrades. Maybe you just upgraded your physical looks, okay? You have to understand that this will attract people. I was going to say this will trigger people. It's not going to trigger everybody, but there are some people who will be triggered by this. That is just it's just the nature of people. Some people see people and it triggers them. And that is, the reality of another person. So, just knowing that you go into these new places, you're going to have to leave the old places behind, because not only has, even physically, even though you've located, you have to understand that spiritually, a lot of these old places still have that same old energy. So you may have gotten a new revelation, gotten to a new place, a new, I don't know, part of town, new city, new this or that. And maybe at one point you were able to connect with certain things in that one place, but now that you're at the next place, it's time to move up. And I keep thinking about this, so I want to make sure that I mention this. So think about how, again, this doesn't mean that a celebrity is better than me or you. We're all human, we're all people. We all have a life out here to live. But when you think about a celebrity who has more status than you may have, or who may have more money, or may not. Who knows? But just realistically, the average person, a celebrity, usually probably does have all of those things. And so when you think about that, most celebrities are not just they're elevated physically to a great level. So they're not just out and about going to sketchy places. I'm just saying sketchy because that place was sketchy, okay? I've been going there for years and I just couldn't believe it, okay? It was just sketchy, okay? But they're usually not, you're not going to find them just out in sketchy places or in places that feel spiritually heavy, where they, without security or without certain types of protection, okay? You're more than likely not going to find them in those spaces. And so, or even just extremely wealthy people. Once people reach a certain level of wealth, it's usually very unlikely that you will find them hanging out in certain spaces or certain spots. And this is because obviously they will be a target, or, they will be easily spotted out in certain spaces. But as you are elevating physically and relocated even physically, just be mindful that start to move more exclusively. Start to really consider where you put yourself, the spaces you put yourself in. Even the people that you may know, they may see you elevating and that offends them. And so now they treat you differently or they act differently. This is why when you start to elevate physically also, you probably are going to have a whole new circle. You probably are going to start to adjust to a whole new group of people. When you think about a group of people, most people hang around people that look like them. And not necessarily all your features are the same, but usually, like let's say you got a group of girls, they just look good, okay? They look good, right? They usually have like a similar aesthetic. They usually have, that's what I'm trying to say. Most people usually hang around people that's look like them as far as their aesthetic and where they are in life. Because if we're being honest, we feel comfortable around people that are in the same space as us, same place as us. Now, obviously, you should be able to get along with any and everybody as long as they're not like bad, demonic, you know, coming after you. But as far as just being a human being and being able to connect with other people, you should be able to connect with, well, maybe not even connect on a deep way, but be cordial. But on a deeper level, you're more than likely going to find people around people that look like them, affirm where they are in life, okay? Wealthy people hang around wealthy people. Celebrities usually hang around more celebrities. Yes, they may have other people that aren't celebrities in their lives, but when they're looking to hang out and make friends, they're probably not going to be, friends with a fan, okay? So this is to just encourage you to use discernment and understand that as you are elevating physically, whether this is a location or just physically, like you are just going to higher levels, you dressing better, you looking better, that hair is done, okay? All the things. Just be mindful of the new places that you are going. Let go of those places that you used to love so that you can open the door for new places that you will now love, that will now be good for you. If that night never happened, I would have never discovered the new place. I would have never discovered something so much better, closer to me, and with better service that just all around is better for me. Okay, so that's all I really have. I feel kind of like led to, we can go ahead and end it. Like, I feel like I said what I needed to say. All right. But I thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed this topic, this content, and let me know if you want any more elevation content. I really love the topic of elevation. I just do. And I think it's just because it's just something that I have journeyed through, and now being on the other side of it, I just find it so fascinating that we as people just go on this journey of continuous elevation. Now, everybody don't tap into that space, but eventually through life, you should be elevating in some kind of way. It may not look like everybody else's, but that's fine because it's your journey. And y'all, this song keeps playing in my head recently. Level Up by Sierra. This specific part keeps playing. I think it's the chorus. It goes, "You can talk all you want. See me, I stay prayed up. Nothing I'm afraid of, and I can have it. Oh, oh." All right. That part keeps playing in my mind. Okay. So it's time to level up. Okay. Lock in. Do what you got to do to get to where you got to go. Okay. Within good reason, okay? I'm not saying shady, okay? But anyway, y'all, I'm about to get off this camera for this video so that yeah, let's just end this. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.